Now, our second differential diagnosis is the transposition of the great arteries, or TGA. Transposition basically just means like switched or reversed, so that's a really easy way to kind of understand what is happening in this defect. The main two arteries we're talking about is the aorta and the pulmonary artery. So those are the two parts are being swapped or reversed. So normally the pulmonary artery should carry the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricles into the lungs to get oxygenated. And the aorta should normally carry the oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the entire body. However, in TGA, that's not the case. It's completely reversed. The pulmonary artery receives blood from the left ventricle, and the aorta arises from the right ventricle. So this means that oxygen-poor blood ends up going out into the body without getting oxygenated in the lungs. So that causes the cyanosis. And then to help the body get the oxygen that is lacking. So if the infant has other heart defects like atrial septal defect, ventricular septal defect, or patent ductus arteriosus, even though it's a defect, it can actually be helpful because it allows for temporary mixing of those deoxygenated and oxygenated blood, but this isn't a long-term solution. And then the main difference between TGA and TOF is that in TGA, it's mainly the arteries that are being affected or switched, nothing else. While in TOF, the main distinction is that it's going to be the 4 specific defects, which will be further elaborated in the pathophysiology portion of TOF. And TOF is usually diagnosed with an echocardiogram, and often no murmur is heard unless there's a ventricular septal defect associated.